I've never been a part of something that grew like that. It was like a weed, you know, like once it's on the like the business end as well as the social end, like getting people to come and getting bands to hit us up to come for a while. I mean, not that we like we're turning people down, it was so much, but like it was a lot.
Though it may look like your average home, the Westview House has hosted hundreds of shows from a wide variety of different acts. Artists from all over the country gather here to showcase their work, making Westview a popular DIY venue that supports all genres of music.
I am Nick Presson. I moved up to Boone probably about 3.5, 4 years ago, and slowly got involved with the music scene by just going to shows and meeting people. When I first started coming to shows, your average cap was like 20 to 30 kids, and if you got 30 kids, it was like, you know, it was a banging ass show. And then, like, when we started getting into Westview, just because of the fact that I think half of it was like, you get people coming to party and trying to drink, but in the same sense, just because they were coming through for a party, they would get exposure to that music, and maybe, you know, some of them would catch their attention, they come back, shit like that. So after a while, your cap started growing to like 75, 100, until got so packed at points we would have to cut it off. Like, it got incredible.
And I've left this state and still seen people.
And it definitely, like, it did a lot for me as a person when I started stepping out of my shell and, like, noticing that I could handle these big events and do stuff like this. It did a lot for my confidence, almost a little bit too much for a little while. I kind of, like, calmed myself down. But it was fun, dude. It was all so fast and really cool for, like, that year, that first year of living there, or just the first year of being in the Boone music scene. First couple of years, I don't know, it's grown me as a person. I've seen like what it really means to like make it, and it doesn't mean like there's a lot of different senses of the meaning of making it. It's all about like how you put it, like, because I could say that like we've made it in a sense. We've played shows where like people are going crazy for Trudge, and that means the world to me that people actually sat down and listened to my lyrics or listened to the things that James and the boys wrote. It's, you know, we made it in a sense, you know. So I think that it all means like I've just like defined certain things in different ways now, and I've become very content with a lot of things in the music scene or what I wanted out of it. It did a lot for me as a person. I mean, we've probably put 30 or 40 different acts through that house, just alone that house. Plus you got Reilly and David that had booked out of the post office, and Black Cat, like the local venues, and what's the new one that they've been booking out of now? The Icebox and the Burrow. The Burrow's popping too. So like, I mean, there's been a lot of different ones. You know, Grandma's House was Luke's back in the day. But, Wood Circle was like the first one that ever really did it, but that was before me a little bit.
My name's Reilly Appert. I play drums and do vocals in Sludge Muffin and do vocals in Basilica. I just really wanted to get involved in the Boone music scene, and one of the things I could do at the time was bring people. So whenever I found out about a Westview show, I'd make these big group chats on Facebook, like, who wants to come to the show, like, let's organize rides and stuff like that, so.
It's like a Pantera knockoff band.
No. Hardcore mixed with death metal, mixed with thrash, mixed with anything that we like. Like we've just tried to make this entirely about writing songs that we like. So as long as we're all happy with the songs, then we'll play it. And so like we just kind of combine our favorite parts from different genres. So we'll have death metal-y parts or hardcore-y parts or slam parts or something like that. Just stuff that we like to listen to. Blend it all together.
My name is David Murray. I'm a junior here at App State, and I transferred in at the beginning of my sophomore year from NC State. And I transferred in. I actually was just coming up to visit some friends at it was like the last day of class my freshman year, and I came up to visit some friends. And I went to my friend Reilly Appert convinced me to go to this house show, and it ended up being like Pictures of Vernon, Sig Culture, and Ozone Jones, and someone else, I can't remember. And I was just like, oh, whoa, this is really cool. Cause
was that at Westview House?
it wasn't at Westview, it was at Grandma's house, which was like one of the last shows at Grandma's house.
Yeah, dude, rest in peace.
Yeah, I know. So I went there, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty neat. Because NC State doesn't really have like a cool happening music scene. I mean, it exists, but it's not as I don't know. It's not as I don't know. Basically, I went to this house show, and I was like, wow, this is really neat. And then my friend Bailey was like, dude, the bass player in Sig Culture, Kevin, shout out to Kevin, he's the man. He was leaving to go back to Winston-Salem. He's like, you should join Sig Culture. And I just thought about it, and I was like, wow, I could do this. This is pretty neat. So then the next day I was driving back to Winston-Salem, which is my hometown, and I was just like, all right, cool. And I just transferred to App that afternoon. Okay, so Pet Minotaur is a project that I thought about because I met this guy named Edward Rojas, and he's like the king of guitar, I guess. I saw him, and I was like, man, this guy's really good at guitar. And so he was like, let's start a project together, and I was like, all right, I'm cool. And so Pet Minotaur, we couldn't really figure out what genre we wanted to do at first.
Yeah. Every time I see you guys, I can't tell either.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Which is a good thing.
We've kind of made it this cheesy trope to do a really weird cover song each show, and it's a cover that's never in the genre of whatever we're playing. We'll play a more intense fast-paced show, and then we did a Carrie Underwood song, and people are like, oh, what the heck is happening right now? And so I don't know. I guess we do some math rock stuff and some noisier stuff, but then it's always just fun to bring it back to reality and do a stupid cover. And so we always think of something
Booking shows in Boone is cool. It's taught me a lot. It's definitely cool to be able to book in a place that's a college town, because like I also book in Winston, and it's a college town, but also the college students don't really get involved in the music scene. So like it's cool that Boone college kids will actually come out to shows. But I've definitely also learned a lot about how not to overextend myself putting on shows here, and how not to lose money on shows and promote properly to the college town environment. So that's pretty much what it's been like booking shows here.
I actually don't really book shows at all. I kind of just, well, I'll like see that bands are playing on a show, and I'll be like, do y'all want to play together? And they'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. Or like Reilly will be like, I have this show like on so-and-so date, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm in. I'm not actually very good at booking shows. I kind of leave that up to other people like Reilly and yeah, I got to give my shout out to Reilly. He's the booking god.
I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like more people are becoming involved in it, which I enjoy, and I honestly think part of that is just getting the word out about shows and like actually talking to people about it, because like I said earlier, it's a college town, so it's a lot of college kids looking for something to do. So I feel like shows I've seen that have less and big turnouts are usually less promoted.
I think the Boone music scene is cool. I think it's cool that it changes around a lot. It's felt a little stagnant. I feel like sometimes you go to shows and you just see the exact same people. So I would encourage a little bit more diversity in the crowd and like the people playing music too. So if you know anyone that's playing music, you know, in their bedroom or something and doesn't want to share it or something, I would encourage you to try to get out and play music, because we could definitely benefit from a more diverse crowd, and I want to see what everyone has to say, you know. And like what it all comes down to is music's kind of a joke, so like you don't have to take yourself super seriously. You can get on the stage and just play something goofy, like it's all cool. So yeah.
Staring down the line at a cheap devil suit that was counting my crimes. He said, blame for grace, so I chose what's safe.